Hello peeps, welcome to Tackle. Today our topic is performance metrics. So what is a performance metric basically? Metric is nothing but we are measuring something, and what are we measuring here? We are measuring the performance of an ML model. So how do we build an ML model? When we have data, we divide it into two parts. One is training data and other is testing data. Once we divide, the model is built based on training data and then we test it using the testing data part. So once we test, we understand the performance of the model, which helps us to compare and improvise the performance. So here are a few metrics. The first one is confusion matrix, accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Let's see one by one. So the first metric is confusion matrix. So it is one of the simplest and easiest way or the metric to understand the performance or correctness of the model that we are building. It can be used for both binary and multi-class classification problems. So here if you look at the figure, here it shows four things, that is true positive, false negative, and true negative. So let's understand these terms further. So confusion matrix itself is not actually a measure, but then the terms that are associated with confusion matrix, using them all other metrics are derived. And let's take an example to understand all these terms. So suppose let's say we are classifying two class labels. One is sick person, which is represented as 1, and a healthy person, which is represented by 0. As it is 1, it is a positive case, and here 0 means negative case. Let that be our assumption. So let's move on and understand each term. So let's understand each term related to confusion matrix. The first one is true positive. So as the name suggests, true means it is actually a positive value, and we are also predicting as a positive value. That is, as we assume that positive means sick person, it is actually a sick person instance, and we also predicted to be a sick person. So 1, and also we predicted as 1. And when it comes to true negative, so what it means, it is actually class, it belongs to class 0, and we also predicted it to be class 0, that is negative. So it is true negative. So these both cases where model is predicting correctly. And when it comes to next two, that is false positive and false negative. So as the name suggests, false positive means it is actually a negative value, but the model is predicting to be a positive value, which means it is a false positive. And when it comes to this false negative, which means it was actually a positive case, but it is predicting as false negative. So these two are also referred as type 1 and type 2 errors. We generally expect our model to give 100% accuracy, but in real time, we have false positive and false negative cases. So to minimize the error, we have to focus on false positive and false negative. But in all the cases, we can't focus on both of them. Depending on our problem statement, our business case, and the scenario, we have to choose which one we have to focus on. So in each of the case, there may be different weightage for false positive and false negative. The one with more weightage, we choose them, and we have to reduce it so as to reduce the error and risk associated with it. So to minimize the false negatives, when do we say we have to reduce false negative is that, let's take an example of cancer detection system where we have to say whether it is cancer positive or cancer negative. If at all we say if it predicts false negative, which means that it is actually a positive case, but then we said it to be a negative case. So what happens, that the person with cancer is said he is not suffering from cancer, so it will keep his life at risk. In this scenario, false negatives have more weightage when compared to false positives. If at all we consider it to be a false positive case, that is a non-cancerous person is said he has cancer, so what happens in further diagnosis process, he can identify that he doesn't have any cancer, and there ends the matter. But when it comes to false negative, that is not easy in this case where cancer is a big thing. So here we have false negative to be more cost. When it comes to false positive, let's take a example of spam detection model. Spam detection in the sense junk mails. So if a mail is said to be false positive, which means actually it is an important mail, but then now it is labeled as a spam mail. What happens? It is hidden in the spam folder, so you're not able to check that mail and you lose some important information. So in this case, false positive has more weightage than false negative. Even it is a spam mail and it comes up in your inbox, it's okay, you can just delete it. But then if it's a false negative, it's okay, but if it's a false positive case, it becomes hard. So depending on your scenario, you have to choose which one to reduce. So we cannot just say this is a hard and fast rule that compulsory false positives have to be reduced or false negatives. Depending on the scenario, we choose and minimize the error. So here is the overall view of all the topics we're going to discuss, that is accuracy, precision, F1 score, and different formulas. If you look the formulas, all of them are dealing with the four terms that we discussed right now. So why are we requiring 4 or 5 different metrics when all of them are dealing with only all these four terms? So looking at confusion matrix, we can get a lot of information, but then the reason to have different metrics is that each metric deals with different problem. For example, in the previous slide, we saw that in some cases false positives are important, in some cases false negatives are important. So each metric has its own importance and significance, and it chooses one of the case where it minimizes the error. So the first one we're going to talk about is accuracy. So accuracy is nothing but it gives a total correct predictions made among all the predictions made, which means what are the total predictions over here? All the predictions is all the four terms. And what are the correct predictions? All the true positives and true negatives are the correct predictions. These are type 1 and type 2 errors, so these are the correct predictions. So total positive plus total negative by all the predictions made. So this gives us the accuracy. So when do we use accuracy and when not to use accuracy? So the best case to use accuracy is when your class variables are balanced. But if at all you have imbalance in the classes, it is not a good choice of to go for accuracy, because for example, let's say we have 100 instances of spam mails. In that 95 are not spam mails, and 5 are spam mails. Okay, in this case, if you check accuracy, what is happening? It cannot actually detect spam mails because most of them are not spam mails. So it is the training model mainly focuses on this and gives you almost 95% accuracy. But if you look inside the scenario, only 5 are spam mails. So our training model doesn't actually know what is a spam mail. It is only learning from 5 instances. So it is like a bad choice to use accuracy in this case because there is a high imbalance in the class variables. The next the next model we are going to talk about is precision. So precision tells about how precise the model is, and how it decides this. It takes the all positive values. What are the all positive values? True positives and false positives. These are all considered as positives by our model, and this among all this which are actually positive. What are actually positive? That is nothing but true positives. So true positives by what are all positives labeled by the model gives us a precision. When do we go for precision metric is that whenever we want to reduce the false positives, we choose precision. For example, in the case of spam mail, as we discussed, we want to reduce false positives as far as possible. And also precision sometimes represents a series of measurements, that is how frequently the model is giving the same answer, nothing but it is forming a cluster. So here if you look at the diagram, here if we hit at the center it is a winning shot, but here it is not hitting at the center, so it has low accuracy, and also it is hitting at the different locations, which means precision is also low. When it comes to second case, it is not hitting at the center, so low accuracy, but it is hitting at the same point repeatedly, forming clusters, so it shows high precision. Third case, it is having accuracy because it is hitting at the center but not in the same location, so it is having low precision. When it comes to fourth case, yeah, so it has both high accuracy and high precision, as it looking like as it is hitting at the same point and also at the center. Now let's go on to the next metric, that is recall or sensitivity. So what is recall is that it tells how many are actual positives that are given by the model by labeling them as positive. So if you look at the figure here, if you see true positives are actually positives, and false negatives are also actually positives but are giving error by the model. That is, actually they are positives only in reality, but it is being identified as negative. That is why it is false negatives. So these combinedly are positives in reality. Among all these, what are correctly classified by the model? That are only true positives. So recall is nothing but actually true positives by total reality positives. That is both true positives and false negatives collectively. This gives a precision. And when do we choose recall is that when we want to reduce the false negative as far as possible. In this case, we can take an example of fraud detection. So in fraud detection, if we get a false negative, that is actually it is a fraud transaction, but then it is labeled as it is not a fraud transaction, that would cause a big issue. So instead we have to reduce as far as possible all the false negatives. So in this case, we can check the model's performance using recall or sensitivity. So the next metric is F1 score. So as we have already seen that precision deals with false positives and recall deals with false negatives, but we always can't measure two different metrics to understand the performance of the model. So instead we have F1 score, which is a function of both precision and recall. But then accuracy can also have a balance between precision and recall. But why do we actually need F1 score is that, as we mentioned, accuracy cannot be used when there is a high imbalance in the class. So F1 score is a good measure when you want to have a balance between both FP and FN, and also when there is an imbalance in the classes. So here is the formula of F1 score, that is F1 is equals to 2 into precision into recall by precision plus recall. So these are some few metrics to measure the performance of different ML models. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for further updates. Thank you.